All right, so this is my live stream. I am glad that everything seems to be working now. I'm going to start now officially. So today I'm going to be starting off with your quest to invest, guys, okay? If you haven't seen any of my other videos before, which so far you guys all have, let me introduce myself. I'm Nicholas Brunetti, and I've been avidly learning about investing for the last 10 months. I might not be a pro, but I feel like I know enough to pass some of my knowledge to you guys. All right, when I made my first investment over 8 months ago, I had amassed a grand total of $935 in my life. On March 12th, I took a big chance putting $900 into gold. At the time, that was 94% of all the money that I had ever made in my entire life. So over the course of the next few months after that, my $900 just grew and grew. And as I mentioned in one of my previous videos, gold and silver gains in value when there's global trauma and a lot of printing of money. And obviously, the government's been doing that quite a bit. COVID's been quite helpful for my investments so far. Since March, I've invested in several other things, including silver and my first 2 stocks. My net worth now is right above $2,000, over double that of my life savings 8 months ago. How did I do it? Invest, invest, invest. There's a whole world of opportunities right in front of our eyes. If you have a smartphone and a bank account with over $1 in it, you have all the resources that you need to invest. I want you to consider this formula right here really quick. Is it backwards? All right. If it's not, then it says ln 1000 over 0.26. This formula says exactly how long it takes to multiply your money by 1,000 times with a rate of 26% growth every single year. Heard that? So basically, if you can make 26% every single year, you would be 1,000 times richer in 26 years, roughly. The formula has a little bit of error in it, but basically you'd be a millionaire to a billionaire in that time if you could increase your net worth 26% every single year. It's quite a bit, but Warren Buffett followed this rule for over 50 years. So it's hardly a surprise that he's the 3rd richest guy in the world. Working your 9-to-5 job is kind of not going to get you that 26% compounded growth. Oh, we got a question here. El Boyo Supreme, do you think buying silver or gold is a better idea than investing in the stock market? All right, my answer for that is that silver and gold are considered safer investments than the real stock market. They're less likely to go down even in bad times. However, they do go down. Everything has the possibility of going down. Actually, even the safest of all stocks go down at times. So I think that answered your question. Tell me if it did. But yeah, silver and gold always goes up over time. So just for that information. All right. So there's a few reasons why working your 9-to-5 and just doing that is not going to make you wealthy in the future. One of those reasons is that you have to spend most of that money just to live, which brings me to the topic of overspending in America. I'm going to cover that in a future stream, so if you aren't subscribed yet, which so far I believe most of you are, do that so you don't miss that live stream. Another reason why you probably won't get rich just working is because of inflation. Your dollar is constantly becoming weaker. If you put your money in the bank to save it, you're actually doing yourself a disservice. You're losing money by saving in the bank. Stock market has grown historically faster than inflation. So by investing, you are really, for the first time, growing your money without working for it. So just to repeat that, inflation is about 1% a year. And so that's 1% less of your money that you're keeping. So that's 1% that you're losing. So you definitely want to be aware of that when you put your money in the bank. You are not saving it, you are losing it. So if you don't believe me, then listen here. Bank of America gives you a 0.01% interest rate every single year you have your money with them. In other words, you make a penny every single year that you put $100 in savings. Inflation this year in the US was 1.4%, I believe. That means that your $100 might gain a penny every single year from the bank. It's also losing $1.40 just from inflation. So investing $100 with as low as 10% earnings would add $10 to your principal. That might not sound like a lot, but on a larger scale, say $1 million, you profited $100,000 in not very much time. That's real growth, my friends, not years of slow bank interest. 26% isn't as easy as a target that you might think. But if you do research on the company that you're about to invest in, before investing it, you must do research before. If you do that, you're setting yourself up for success. Currently, one of the spotlight investments is Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been a skyrocket investment really lately. In the last month, it made 40%. So imagine you put $25,000 in it, you'd have already made 13 to 14,000, just like that. Isn't that crazy? 14,000 in a month. That's pretty good. So yeah, so in the last 8 months, Bitcoin did 400%. So it was at 4,800 per Bitcoin in March. Now it's over 16,000 per Bitcoin. And it's pretty likely to continue going along that route, which is why if you have money and you are risk tolerant, might not be the worst choice that you could do. Imagine if I had gone back into Bitcoin in March. I could have made my $900 into 3,600 rather than 2,000. But I'm not going to complain with my earnings, right, guys? There's a whole world of opportunities, but you can't complain with what you got. All right. Like I said, there's a world of opportunity. You take a chance, you go out hunting for it. Okay, guys? All right. There's a lot of people that say that Bitcoin is risky, and I applaud you for being aware of that if you already are. Bitcoin is a very volatile investment, capable of gaining and losing over 10% in a single day. Fortunately for you, there are a lot of other ways to invest your money, and you can customize your strategy to fit risk tolerance and personal situations. One of the reasons people lose money when they invest is because they get excited to get rich quick. You know, people want to I don't know, put in like $100 and come out a trillionaire, you know? And the truth is that investing requires patience. It's a lot like fishing if you think about it. Like, imagine that a fish bit the bait on your line. You might be tempted to think that you already won the fish over, you know, but every fisherman knows this. They don't truly have a fish until it's in their bucket. It's the same with investing. You haven't really won until you've sold your stocks. The thing about that is if you cash in too fast, you're going to likely miss out on more opportunity, which is why Warren Buffett's, man, I'm getting thirsty. Warren Buffett says that timing the market is less important than time in the market. What he does is he buys stocks like Coca-Cola and Pepsi and Geico. He owns the whole company of Geico. What he does there is he buys it. He bought it like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and he's just been buying more and more of their shares over time as he gets more money from other stuff. And so then he gets more and more of the company as it's gaining value. And it's really smart because they're paying him back. He's getting more money, and so he's putting it back in. It's just a compounding effect that it's exponential growth. And a lot of people, they just don't do that in their life, you know? They just work, spend, repeat, you know? And it's really a shame that so many people don't invest the way that Warren Buffett does, at least. If you're going to win big, patience is just required. You're most likely not going to get rich overnight, so don't invest like you will. All right, guys, I reached part 2 of my live stream today. I just talked about the reasons to invest and some tips on how to boost your returns. Now I'm going to tell you the name of a great company that you can safely put your money into the investments of your choice. Fidelity is a reliable company, in my opinion, and they charge zero transaction fees, which not many other guys do. Robinhood doesn't do it because even they charge like a 0.5% fee per transaction, which is a transaction is a buy and a sell. So whenever you want to buy, let's say you want to buy Bitcoin, you buy it and they're going to charge maybe $50. And then when you sell it, they're also going to charge $50. So they win that. But Fidelity does not do that, which is one thing that I like about them. So in order to start investing using their database, you first have to make an account, obviously. When you make your account, you have to be honest about everything, including your age, because the government, they'll go after you if you don't. And I know some of you guys are below 18. So if you are below 18, you might want to consider making an account with your parents' name, which is what I did. Of course, I got their permission, right? Once that's done, you need to link your bank account with Fidelity, and they have a great and fantastic customer service. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. They're great. Leave it to them. All right. Once you've linked your bank account, you can transfer your money from the bank into Fidelity. And from there, it sits inside a mutual fund that you get to choose until you choose to invest that money into a stock of your choice. So before you do any of this, I definitely advise you to learn more about investing before you do a single thing. Okay, like I know it's exciting. I was super excited, but I'm glad I did not jump into stuff before. So listen here. Some people lose all their money by throwing their money at the stock market and that random stocks that, whew, if you did your research on it, you would know it was a horrible idea. If you don't know anything, avoid investing at all costs until you know enough. Okay, guys? All right, so the next app that I'm going to talk about is more than enough to teach you about the basics of investing. It is called, please tell me if this is backwards. Learn how to invest stocks. Get this app. That app has 6 chapters in it, and in each chapter there's several lessons in which you can read or listen to an audio reading of it. So like I said, there's a lot of stuff to learn and read about in there, and you can listen to it, and it's great. And if you take my advice on one single thing from this live stream, is just getting that app is the thing to do. It's the best introduction, in my opinion, to investing that a person can possibly ask for. And I'll repeat the name. All right, write it down, okay? Learn how to invest in stocks. All right? All right, so get that app. And I hope that I inspired some of you guys to do that. And if I inspired you even more, then consider opening that Fidelity account as soon as possible. You don't need any skills to set up an account, so it can't hurt, right? Investing, in my eyes, is like an adventure. It's a mountain climb, a quest for the summit. Of course, there's going to be hard times, but heck, man, I didn't say this earlier in the live stream, but I got a little secret for you guys. Can you keep it? Did you know that every single investment that I have ever done actually lost money the very first day after I bought it? That can be scary, and it was for me, especially as a new beginner in investing. But it should not be scary enough to hold you back from greatness. Investing is an easy way to make money if you're patient and promise to never, ever, ever sell at a loss. You guys got that? Warren Buffett said it himself. He says his 2 rules for investing in stocks is never lose money, and his second rule is to never forget rule number 1. Got that? Never sell at a loss, even if you think there's a better opportunity to sell something, which I've been tempted to do. All right, guys. So, wow, we got 6 people on the live stream. Congrats and welcome to the live stream. So I get some of you guys got here a little late. Please feel free to rewatch the live stream if you don't remember anything. And I think I'm going to go now. It's movie night after all. Please consider subscribing to my channel. I love you all. Okie dokie, over and out.